This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so in yesterday's session, we gone through with the process of understanding master data structure. Okay, master data structure is here. That is a investment program structure. So investment program structure is having a program definition, first level position. We are calling it as a top level position, and then further level of position. So I'll take you through to understand first KDS, key data structure in SAP IM. Okay, so here key data structures, basically these are the values profiles which we need to maintain in the configuration. Okay, so whenever we are discussing the requirement with business, that time we need to keep note down all the profiles or the details which we need to maintain in the configuration. Apart from that, you can ask to collect the complete data, whatever is required as per the business need. Okay, so that nomenclature you need to follow as per the organization to maintain these profiles name. Okay, so we'll see this how to maintain the key data structure, which is program type, which we have used in yesterday's session so far. Okay, then next is the investment program for cross controlling area. So in yesterday's session we were seeing, we were when we were creating a position. Okay, and that time I have selected uh, euro currency in program definition, but when I was creating position and when the controlling area was there, then system was throwing an error, that is a currency is different. Okay, there is some error was there. So we will try to understand whenever we are creating investment program structure what rules we need to follow. Okay, and then we'll go through with the program budget planning. So before program budget planning, I'll take you through the program cost planning. Okay, then we'll see overview on appropriation request in the next session. So today I'll just try to cover program cost planning till program cost planning. Okay, so before going next, let me just explain the KDS first. Okay, then I'll take you through to some more details about the this investment program structure. Okay, so when we are configuring the system, okay, as we know that configuration has to be done in GUI only. Okay, you will not have this option to this you will not have this option of configuration through NWBC, NetWeaver Business Client, or Fury. Okay, that is a only application where by end user will execute the transaction. Okay, so here to do the configuration you need to come in the transaction SPRO. Okay, that is SPRO, and here you will see SAP reference IMG, and in this reference IMG you need to go to here investment management. Okay, investment management. Here you can see. So here investment program, here you will get all the nodes to configure investment program definition and investment program position, planning, budgeting, and all these things relevant to your program structure. You can do the configuration. Okay, so let us see this. Go to master data. Okay, and here in the master data you will see define program type. Okay, so click here on the define program type. This is the program type which we have used, Z004 ABB program type. Okay, when you click here, okay, select this line and go to this detail, you will see the details here. So this is the master profile in investment program structure. Okay, here all the relevant, all the associated profile need to maintain separately and need to assign it to this master profile. Okay, so here you can see the program type. Okay, that is a description, then budget profile, then planning profile. So these profile will help us to manage budget and planning for my investment program. Okay, status profile, this will help us to manage the status. Okay, this is a, here you can see the details here. Okay, that is a represent of capital investment program possible in graphical representation. Okay, that is a different, we'll see this where we are using this node. Then investment class. Okay, object class. So here we are having four type of classes. This class you will use in PS also. Okay, so here basically there is no direct use in process of IM, but this is going to be used in controlling. Okay, so here in investment we are using INVST, If it is a cost project, we are using OCOST. When it is overhead project, when it is a customer project, in that case we are using PROFT. And when it is a production, in-house production, in that case we are using PRO rating. Okay, this object class is helping us to manage our reporting and controlling side. Okay, so here in case of investment management, always we need to keep it as object class investment. Okay, then we are having investment profile. Okay, this profile, investment profile, basically we need to create this investment profile and need to assign it to program type to generate AUC, asset under construction, in my measures means here the object which are associated to this particular program, and later stage once it will be used for initiation, planning and execution of my object. Okay, here next is budget distribution. That is a, would you like to distribute your budget overall or annual? Okay, we'll see this. Okay, these options we'll see. Assignment, measure or appropriation request, that is a single assignment or multiple object assignment you are going to use. This is exchange rate type. If your currency rate is different, you can define your exchange currency rate type also. Okay, then assignable operative object. So once you click here, it will give you the option to assign operative object. Okay, operative object means these are the object which we are going to use to execute your concept at later stage. Okay, so here we are having three object. One is the internal order, then appropriation request, then WBS element. So here for particular this program type, we have assigned only two, appropriation request and WBS element. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, I'll create one program type. Okay, let's see. Just a second here, which example I've taken here. Okay, so let me just create one. Okay, I'll use Z005 real estate. Let me use ABB only. Okay, we'll use some different values here. ABB. Okay, budget profile and planning profile, I'm not entering anything as of now. Okay, here this is mandatory field, so I'll select here capital investment program position ID measures. Okay, so with ID you will keep it here. Object class, as I told, that it will be INVST. Okay, and here budget profile. Okay, let me select budget profile, that is a standard budget profile as of now. Okay, capital, I'll use this my Onadu budget profile. Planning profile. Okay, we'll see the use of this profile. Okay, then we'll see status profile also. Okay, so these many status profiles are there. Let me, okay, first I'll explain what is a status profile, then I'll come back here to configure it. Okay, assignable operative object, I'll say this will be assigned to only appropriation request. Okay, so go to the object type, appropriation request. Okay, I'll keep it simple as we have kept in our PPT. Save it. Okay, save it. That's it. So this program type we can use to create a program definition and further program position in my investment program structure. Okay, before that let me explain the concept of status profile. Okay, so I'm opening another screen. Okay, so here you go to accounting, go to investment management, go to program, go to master data, Go to investment program structure. Go to IM22. Let us see the entire structure here. This is my investment program, and this is a position ID. This is approval here. Press enter. Okay. So here in that particular position, you will see this status, system status and user status. Any idea what is the difference between these two status?
Yes, yes. Uh,
Okay.
system.
So
So
what is the basic difference?
system status is something like after
Yeah.
completing the transaction, system is giving that, and with user status is as per our
Uh-huh.
requirement, which is not covered in default system status. That for control point of view, user status is created.
Okay, so what is the okay? That is the like from our control perspective. So controlling means what we are going to control through this user status.
Uh, Means for example, for project example, I am aware. Uh, for
Yeah, yeah, no problem. You just give me one example.
Yeah, for projects, user status is like first one is CRTD, then release, then TECO, and all. Which is
Ah,
we are clicking on particular navigation path, and then the system is giving it. Created is given
see,
automatically.
system status is the status which is going to be set automatically by default. Okay, when you are performing any transaction. Okay,
Yeah,
this status will have some control on the different transactions. It is provided by SAP, and we can't use it from our side. It is fixed for a particular objects or the transactions wherever SAP has given this option. So here in measure in that particular position, that system status CRTD, when we are creating this position, automatically system status is set to CRTD. Okay, but apart from that, we can create our own status also to manage to keep control on our business transactions. Apart from that, to define the flow of your system. Okay, flow of your system also you can define the user status. Okay, so this is our choice, like how we need to define this status. That is our choice. Okay, so to define the user status, we need to define the status profile. So here, if you coming in the position, you will see this option, system status and user status. You come here, you can see here system status. This is system status. You can see CRTD created, it is set. Okay, and here user status you can see in this area. Okay, here all the user status are depend on this status profile. Okay, means that has been configured within this status profile. Okay, if you want to see, okay, so here in this particular status profile, these are the status which has been configured. First is CRTD, that created, then submit for review, then reviewed, then need more clarification, then approved or cancelled. Okay, so these codes and other details have been assigned, have been created by the user. If you see the business process here, it will give you all the transactions which are allowed or which are restricted for this particular status. So for example, as of now, as per the system and user status, these are the transactions which are going to be allowed and restricted. So here you can see revoke status release, that is not allowed. Unlock, that is also not allowed. Apart from that, these all business transactions are allowed. If you want to see the details of this setting of user or system status, that who has set this status, when it was set, okay, all details or the history you can manage, you can see it here. Okay, so to see, in any case, if you want to analyze this data, you go to extra, go to change document, and go to all. For status, you can see only specific status, or if you click here all, you will see status. So here user status CRTE and system status CRTD. Okay, that has been set. Now if you see the all changes, it will show you exactly when it was set. So this is the user status section. CRTD, CRTE, this was active on 24th of April. Okay, and this is the time. Okay, when it was created. Change investment program structure, this is a transaction. And here similarly, the created system status is also set on this date. Okay, So like this way, you can see the history. You click here on the history, it will show you other details also. Okay, who has created, who has set this status. Okay, and overview, you can see only the overview of the status. So now question comes, how we are going to configure this. Okay, that is important. So before going for configuration of this concept or this profile, okay, say user status, let us understand first how it is working. Okay, let's say your department manager, or let's say your master data team is creating, and I would say, let's say strategic manager, strategy manager is creating this structure. Okay, after that it is going to portfolio manager for approval. Okay, further, once it is approved, then it is going to planning manager for planning. Okay, that is a cost planning. Okay, let us see how it works. Let's say when you are creating the structure, when you are creating the program structure, that time the position status is set to, let's say, CRT1. Okay, I'm just keeping CRT1 to make it different. Okay, to differentiate what we have created previously. Okay, once it is done, when you are creating structure, automatically it is going to be set. Then when you want this structure to send it to portfolio manager for review and approval, you need to set some status in the system, right? Being a strategic manager, whatever the data you have changed, okay, you have updated, and then now you would like to submit it to portfolio manager for next level of approval. So let's say if I'm saying here, that is submit for approval, SUAP. Okay, so here I'm saying it's for created, just created position, submit for approval. Okay, once it is submitted for approval, then it will go to the portfolio manager. Portfolio manager will review it, REVW, review. Okay, and then let's say need more details. So when I'm saying need more details, system should send a message to strategy manager. Okay, then it will come to the strategy manager, and strategy manager again will change whatever is required by the portfolio manager and will change the status SUAP again to submit this portfolio structure to the portfolio manager for approval. And if it is reviewed, then it will go to the planning manager for planning. Okay, so once it is coming to the planning manager, okay, planning manager, once he has done the planning, then he will set the status to send for budgeting. Okay, so next it will go for budget manager here. Once it is done, then budget manager will send it to execution team saying send for execution. Okay, SFEX. Then once execution is done, then here execution manager or project manager, who is going to execute it, project manager, will change the status further. So we'll see here, till here we'll see only. Okay, later we'll see next stage how it is working. Okay, so first status is REVW. Okay, so if we are going to define in the tabular format how it will work, okay, first is REVW, that is a reviewed, then NMDE, that is need more details, Sorry, this is not correct. This is the one. Sorry. Okay, this is a C here. Okay, then then okay. So here this is a status code, or you say status. This is a description. Okay, and here we will have status number. Let's say if I'm giving this number to this particular status 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 40, 50, 60. Okay. Here responsibility is also there. So this will be taken care by strategic manager. This is also by strategic manager. Okay, there is a portfolio manager. This is also portfolio manager. This is a planning manager. Okay, and this is a budget manager. Okay, so here, so we need to define it in system, this particular profile, that all this data we are going to maintain within the status profile in the system. And when we are defining this status profile, we need to assign it to the object type. So here object type is our investment program structure. So here we need to assign it to object type. Okay. Now, just a second. Okay, so this concept is clear. Any question here? So first we are defining the status profile, then we are assigning it to the object type. Okay, this particular status profile is going to assign it to the program type. Okay, so how it will be? This is my status profile, for example. Okay, this is status profile. When we are creating that time, it has to be assigned to object type. Okay, and once it is ready, once your status profile is ready, we are going to assign it to the status. This is status profile to program type. Okay, and from program type it will be available in program positions. Clear? Any question? Okay, so let me create it in system. You come here, go to configuration. This is configuration. Here you will see user status. Okay, this one, user status. Here you will see status, specify status profile. This is a node to define status profile here. Let me create one status profile here. Okay, okay, so here the, let's say it's a ZPPM11. Okay, I'll create this one. This one is already created. No, just a second please. Okay, so first I'm to create the status profile. You click here, new entry, you enter the status profile ZIM 000001. Okay, status profile for IAM structure. Maintenance language is English. Okay, EN. Okay, so this is status profile code. What we are entering here, this is supposed to start with Z. Okay, as per the practice, as per the best practice, we used to start with Z or Y. Okay, then go to continue. Double click here. Now, whatever the status we have discussed here, this has to be entered here. Let me just copy paste here whatever we have maintained in the Excel. So these are my status. Okay, so this is status, this is status number, these are the short text. Okay, and here press enter. Once we'll press enter, system is asking for lowest and highest status number. Lowest and highest status number means when we are defining the sequence number, the status number, in that case we need to define what is my lowest and what is my highest range where we can switch this status to. Okay, for example, from 10 we can move to 20, or from 10 we can move to 30, or we can move to 40. So like we need to define the range. So in our case, from the created position we need to switch to, we need to set, or we need to go to the submit for approval. My next status will be submit for approval. So here my lowest number range is 10 and next highest number range is 20. So lowest number range is 10 and highest number range is 20. If I'm setting it to 30, in that case I can directly switch from created position to reviewed. Okay, but we need to go as per the steps here. So first 10 to 20, the next from 20, let's say once it is submit for approval, here it is coming to the portfolio manager. So portfolio manager, either he can select to review or he can select to NMDE, that is a need more clarification. So this means from submit for approval we can switch to reviewed, or we can switch it to need more details. So here this is supposed to switch to 20 to 30 or 20 to 40. Okay, so here the highest number range, lowest number range will be 20, because will not go back to the 10, only 20, that is the status number from where we are going to next level. So here 22, highest is 40. Okay, if it is reviewed, okay, after reviewed we can, it will go to the 50 60 cost. No, we have not taken the cost. SFB, send for budgeting, send for planning. Okay, they're supposed to send for cost planning. And this is sent for budgeting. Or you can say, sorry, send for correct. This description is correct. Correct. Okay. So we are here. Reviewed, after reviewed, this should go to either to send for budgeting. Okay, send for budgeting 50. So here 30, then 50. Then after 40, it will go to 40 to need more details. So need more details, it will go switch back to submit for approval. Okay, means 20. So here it is 20 and highest is 40. Lowest is 10, 20, sorry. And maximum is 40. Now 50, once it is go to switch to 50, then my lowest number range will be 50 and highest status number will be 60. And here 60, this is my last in this process. So it is 60 to 70. So this is how we are defining all the status in the sequence with the status number. Sometimes we need one status without status number also. Let's say hold. Anytime we just want to hold this particular structure. So I'll say hold without status number. Okay, so this created position is my initial status. So whenever we are creating object, this will be automatically set to that particular object. Okay, Now we need to assign the object type to this status profile. So click here on object type. Now you can see many different object types available here, which are standard object type. Okay, we need to assign it to our object type, that is an investment program. Okay, let me see what is available here. Investment program. Okay, so once we are selecting this investment program, this particular status profile will be available only within investment program structure to select. Okay, save. So once I'll save, now I will assign this status profile to program type. So come here, go to define program type, or here also it is coming, assign status profile to program type. This is my status here I can define, this is with reference to program type. So here press enter, save it. So once I save, when I'll create now program structure, automatically this status profile will be selected. So let us see how it is working. I'll create one more investment program structure by using the same program type and status profile. So come back here. Okay, here I'll go to create new program. So first I'll need to create a program definition, that is a IM01. Okay, so let's say ABB 02 25. Okay, program type which we have created just now, press enter. Okay, I'll say ABB program for next 5 years. For infrastructure improvement, you can enter the long text also here. Okay, budget distribution annually will use, budget category will use, person responsible you can enter. Let's say Thomas. Fiscal year variant is K4. Currency I'll use USD. Press enter. Okay, so budget categories, save it. So this is a program definition is created. I'll create top level positions. So top level positions you can create by IM11. This is the top level position. 1 second, or you just come here. IM11. Okay, so here same position will have code as we are having in investment program definition. Press enter. As it is, I'll copy. Okay, press enter. Now come to the general. We can see here user status is CRT1. Okay, CRT1. Investment reason, you can select investment reason. Let's say it's a replacement or testing or enhancement, whatever it is. Okay, person responsible, who's the person responsible, you can select it here. Okay, and then year 2025 to 2029. Budget distribution overall I'm selecting here. Okay. Press enter, save. So that top level position is created. Now in structure IM22 we can change it. Okay, we can create next level of structure. So here go to create, I'll say infrastructure division. Okay, then transformer division. I'll create only 2. So how it is working, let us see now. Come here, this is the position. You double click here. Here you can see system status CRTD, that is a standard one, but user status CRT1, it is the status which we have created in configuration. So to set this status, go to system and user status. Here you can set. Okay, so how the process will be followed when it is coming, when this portfolio manager is creating, when a strategy manager is creating investment program structure, okay, that automatically these positions will be set to CRT1. Okay, so when he is looking to submit for approval, and he need to set this status to submit for approval. Okay, once it is set to submit for approval, it will come to the portfolio manager for the approval. He will review, or if he need any more details, he will just select need more details. So like how the system flow is going to be taken to the next. Okay, so apart from that, we can restrict the transactions also. Okay, do you have any idea like what is the meaning of restrictions of the transactions or control of the transactions based on the user status or system status? Any example, Jitendra? Or
On created, there should not be goods movement or anything happen until release.
no.
I understood like this.
Correct. So this is the way. So here for a particular status, we can set that transaction where we can control it. We can make it restrictions. Okay, so how we can manage individual, it is depend on the object type which has been assigned to the user status profile. Okay, that all the transaction will be available accordingly. So let me show you here how it works. Go to the user status profile. Okay, go to the status profile, ZIM, all zeros, 1. Okay, you click here. Let's say for this particular status you want to restrict some transaction, so you just double click here. Okay. Now go to new entries. Here you can see the transaction. So here these are the transactions which you can control. Okay, so here let's say when the status of your investment program structure is CRTE, system should not allow to budget return. So these are the influences. Okay, no influences allowed, warning, forbid. So these are the transactions. Let's say if you are selecting allowed, system will allow the transaction. If you are selecting warning, system will allow to execute the transaction with warning. And if you are setting it to the forbid, system will not allow, system will throw an error. Okay, so let's say if I'm saying in this stage system should not allow to do the budgeting, so this is the forbid. Okay, we are forbidding it. Similarly, budget supplement should not be allowed because it's very early stage. Okay, so all these transactions should not be executed. Log we can do, log budgeting we will not, release it will not be allowed. Okay, for example. Okay, revoke status of release will not be allowed. Total cost planning not allowed. Unlock is allowed, and other transactions will be allowed. So these are the transactions which you can manage, which you can control from here. Okay, we'll see more use of status profile again in the project system when we'll discuss the flow of project in project system. Okay, now I'll come back to maintain some other data here. Here you can define the person responsible. Okay, so here you can maintain the list of the person responsible. So responsible here, the employee ID you can maintain, and then number, the name of that person, and then here it is the office user. Okay, here you can maintain the SAP user ID. Okay, or you can maintain here employee ID. Generally what practice we are following, we used to maintain here user ID. Let's say I'm saying that some user which having employee ID 2453. Okay, so person responsible ID will keep it the same. Okay, then name. Sometimes we are having the requirement to integrate with our master data also, so we can do the enhancement to bring the data from HR master table here. Okay, automatically when we are going to the person responsible field, system will give you the list of all the employees from the HR master. Okay, so this is one thought here. Sometimes you may get this requirement. Okay, so in that case we need to do one enhancement. Otherwise this is just a table where you can maintain all the name. Okay, next is define reason for investment. So when you are going to invest, okay, you may have any reason. So in that case you need to maintain these all reasons here in the table, and it will be available for selection in your master data. Here we don't have any control based on the reason for investment. It is only for reporting purpose. Okay, there's no other use. Define priorities also. It is helping us to keep urgent or medium or normal requirement at one place. Okay, so in that case also it is not having any direct validation, substitution or control on any other field. It is just for reporting purpose. Then we are having define scale. Scale is also the table maintenance, where you can define what is the level of your investment. Let's say if it is a small, so for certain organization, let's say the investment less than 5 million USD will be my small investment. Between 5 million to 10 million it is a medium, and more than 10 million USD investment, that is a large scale capital investment. So here, based on the scale, you can segregate your projects. Okay, or you can define the approval strategies, approvals based on the scale of the project. So whenever you are sending any large scale project for the approval, they should go to the VP, and if it is a medium, then it should go to the department head, and if it is a lower or small scale, in that case it should go to the, let's say, some finance controller or manager. So based on the scales, you can define this approval process also. Okay, so this approval process, what I'm explaining, it's an enhancement. It's not directly available in the standard system. Okay, so coming to the user status. Okay, specify user status profile, assign status profile, that we already see. The next comes to specify status authorization. Okay, this particular functionality will study in PS project. Okay, here it is too early to explain the concept of roles and all. Okay, first I need to explain the role concept, that is single role and derived role and composite role. Okay, then how to find out the objects, authorization object in the transaction. Okay, then that particular authorization object, how we need to maintain the activity, how we need to maintain the data to manage your roles, and then how exactly this authorization keys are playing important role to control my transactions within IAM. So once I'll go to the PS project, I'll explain. Okay, and then with reference to that, you can apply the same concept anywhere in SAP. Now next comes to coding mask for the position key. Okay, so basically as of now, when I was creating positions, okay, directly I was defining the code. Okay, system was not stopping me. It was considering everything. Okay, like when I'm creating this code, okay, infra or whatever it is, this position ID code, it is open for me to maintain here. Okay, you can follow some rules to maintain this code. Okay, to define it, we need to maintain here coding mask. Okay, so here first is a special character which are going to be used to maintain coding mask. So there are some specific characters given by SAP which you can use to maintain for your coding mask. So let us see these special character. So these are the special character here: / dot, colon, comma, hyphen, less than, greater than, equal to. So these are the special symbols which you can use to maintain your coding mask. Okay, this is the key which you can use to define the key of your code. Now you are coming to the next coding mask here. So when you are going to define, I'll not define, because if I will define, then system will start to throw an error in my existing position. I'll just explain it. Okay, so here new entry, let's say my all the position should be start with some key. Okay, let's say if my position should be start with P. Okay, then further it should follow some code. So we can define in two ways, that first character is X, another character is 0. If X is defined, it is alphanumerical, means alphabetical, and or it can be a numerical value, and if it is 0, it will be always numerical. So for example, if I'm saying hyphen 00 hyphen XX hyphen 00X. Okay, just for understanding purpose. Okay, so P is the key. So P will be my first character where I'm going to create a position ID. Okay, and 00 means it will be 01, 02, 03, like numerical value will be there, 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay, and wherever x is there, it can be my alphabet or it can be numerical. So here let's say x is can be my 0 or it can be a, and then hyphen 00x. 00 is my numerical value, x is my alphabetical. So here 000 can be there, 00a can be there, 00c can be there, 008 can be there. So likewise we can define this code. Okay, again coding mask we'll study in more detail in project system. Okay, here I have just taken directly this to define positions, but yes, you just apply this concept to understand what is the coding mask here in the position. Okay.
So it's just one instead of P, the character limit is there for that, like 5 characters.
Yes. Yes. So here, like how we are having in the PS, that is a maximum character limit is 5, right? Similarly,
Yeah,
here
yeah.
also 5. Okay, you can keep it maximum 5.
Okay.
Okay, this is same concept, exactly same. Wherever we are finding coding mask, is same concept in SAP.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now let me come back to explain the same concept here. This is very important slide to understand now. Okay, it will help you to understand the complete process. Okay, so investment program structure, we understood in investment program structure, we are having investment program definition, then we are having top level position, then further level of positions. So here I have mentioned everything. This is an investment program 2022, top position is ABB Limited program for 2020. Okay, then infrastructure project division, that is a one position, then robotics division, then transformer division, which is again is having step up and step down. These are the two last level position. Okay, so whenever we are going to submit any proposal or whenever we are going to assign any measure, that has to be at last level of investment program structure. Means you cannot assign any project, internal order, appropriation request or maintenance order to the positions where it is already having child position. Okay, if you see in this structure, this is the lowest level of the structure, or if you see in the structure, this is the lowest level, this is the lowest level, but this is not the lowest level. The position which is having its own child, it is not a lowest. Okay, simple as that. So here this is the last level, and here on this level only I can assign the all these objects. Okay, so whenever we are submitting any proposal, we are submitting in the form of appropriation request. Appropriation request is nothing, it is just proposal submission. So once we have submitted the proposal, okay, then we are going to do the planning. Then further we can roll up all these values to first level of position, means top level position, and then we can analyze, then we can distribute, we can approve the planning value, and it will become a budget, and then we can distribute it further to the next level. As we are not going to directly touch that appropriation request as of now, let us understand here only. Okay, in investment program structure, directly you can do the cost planning. Okay, similar to PS. Okay, you can directly plan the value. Let's say if you are not submitting any proposal directly in the system, so your department head will collect all the proposals and will work on it. Okay, and then the total value, the accumulated value, he will communicate or he will send it as a request for planning for that particular position, and then it will be planned directly in the position level. Okay, so here in this example, let's say 1000 is sent from that step up, 4000 is sent from this. So this means 5000 will become here, and 2000 is here in robotics division, 1000 is here in the infrastructure division. The total it is a 5000 plus 3000, then 8000 will be the plan value at first level position, and then now we can distribute it. So let's say out of 8000 only the approved value is 7000, so 7000 can be distributed further to the next level of positions. So let's say out of this 8000 to transfer division, I would like to distribute only 3000 for example. Okay, and further to step up, I want to distribute it only 500, and here for a step down I would like to remaining balance amount I would like to distribute here in the step down. Okay, So same way we can manage these transactions. Okay, here this is just some notes. Maximum number of hierarchy level is 99, similar to like PS project. System unique identifies each program position based on the investment program name and approval year. Okay, so here investment program name and plus approval year. Based on that, your position will be identified. So that for that particular combination, your position ID will be unique. Position ID that has a maximum 24 characters. You cannot create more than, you cannot have a position ID more than 24 characters. Okay, so this is the field limitation there. Okay, so as we already understood that this program structure, how to create, first we are creating definition, then first level position, then next level position. Okay, so here one more thing here, investment program manages all measures. So measures we are calling order project that belongs to one controlling area. Okay, so here we need to understand, we need to take care of it, that you cannot assign any measures from different controlling area to here. Okay, with the currency and the fiscal year variant of the controlling area agree with those specified in the program definition. So whatever the controlling area and currency you are having, okay, that same date, that has to be same in position also. Okay, this is one more example here, investment program for cross controlling areas. Okay, so sometimes you may get a requirement to manage your investment program for cross controlling areas. Okay, so this is just one example. Let's say here investment program approval year, fiscal year variant is FB04 and currency is USD. Okay, so here in this structure everywhere currency is USD. Okay, fiscal year variant is same. Okay, however controlling areas different. So what is saying, your fiscal year variant and currency is supposed to be same as controlling area to assign it. Okay, so this means in this controlling area CUA 0001 and in the position, okay, your currency and fiscal year variant should be same. Similarly, controlling area can be different here. Same way, controlling area can be different here. So here I have taken example, controlling area is 0002. Here fiscal year variant and currencies same as we are having in the controlling area. So this means overall everywhere in the investment structure, your fiscal year variant and currency is supposed to be the same everywhere. However, you can keep the different controlling area in the position. And this has to be managed in top level position only. Are you getting this example?
Yeah. So about the fiscal year variant, how exactly it is? It's not much sure on
See,
this.
fiscal year variant, it has to be configured in the finance to manage your financial period. Okay.
Okay.
And currency you are maintaining accordingly in the controlling area, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
same currency has to be maintained here in the position also.
Yeah. But this will be maintained by FICO, or we only.
This will be a fiscal year variant will be created by FICO consultant.
Yeah, yeah.
Controlling area settings will be done by the FICO consultant. We'll go through of these settings in PS again. Okay, we'll see when we will do the planning, cost planning in different controlling area versions. That time we'll understand it. Okay. So here I just tried to show how you can assign the different controlling area here in different positions. Okay, so here investment program is same, but top level position you can define the different controlling area, but it should have the same fiscal year variant and currency. Okay.
Just a question on this previous slide.
Yeah.
So fiscal year variant, I understood perfectly. But regarding if investment program has the one currency and other controlling area has different currency, will not exchange rate play something here?
You will not able to assign it to that investment program itself.
Okay.
Okay. that exchange of rate will happen like further in transaction. You can manage it in different way. Okay. However, we are not going to confirm any actual transaction here. Okay. We are not going to post anything in investment management.
Yeah, okay. Generally,
It's for
majorly company
planning,
has
planning and
only one
controlling.
controlling area. They don't have two like that. So I have never
Correct.
seen.
See, you can say, let's say if you are having a different country, okay, or let's say same country, okay, in same country you are using different controlling area, right? So in that case, your fiscal year variant will be same, and currency will also be same.
Yeah,
So
understood. Yeah.
yeah. So now let us see how you can do the planning. Okay, you just try this scenario to replicate from your side. Okay, you just create one investment program, top level positions. So top level position, you can keep multiple top level position. Okay, that is very important to understand here. Okay, and sometimes it comes in certification also, this question. So top level position, it doesn't mean only we are creating one position at top. We can create a multiple top level position in the same investment program definition. Okay,
Okay.
so you
Like
check
our
it.
example, no? Yeah,
Yeah,
you just given that maybe government of India, then educational department, these are the states like
correct,
top position. Yeah,
correct,
and then it will go same. Right? Yeah,
correct, correct.
correct.
The same example.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let us see how to do the planning in investment program structure. So the transaction code is IM35 to do the planning. Okay, to display the planning values, the transaction code is IM36. Okay, and next transaction is budgeting. So first we'll see how to do the planning. Okay, so how to do the planning? See, there is 2 3 places where we'll study this planning concept. Okay, first is the planning and investment program structure. Okay, so as of now, directly we are going to enter the values in investment program structure with reference to your positions. Okay, next we'll see, we'll create a appropriation request. Okay, in upcoming sessions, and we'll do the planning here in appropriation request, and then we'll roll up the values, planning values from here to position level. Okay, that is basically a best example. That is a, you can say best practice to follow the submission of your proposal. Okay, so once it is submitted from here last level, then it is going to roll up to the top level, then we need to approve it, and then it is going to be distributed to the further to down level. Okay, but here we are going with the simple way just to understand the concept of planning, and then we will see how planning profile is helping us to manage the planning and investment program structure. So the transaction code is IM35. Okay, so you come here, go to the transaction IM35. This is investment program definition. This is investment program position ID. This is approval year. This is a version. Okay, so here you can create a multiple versions of your planning. Okay, okay, I think there is no version as of now. This has to be configured. 1 second, please. Okay, let me go to the planning here. Planning and program, cost planning. So this is a profile which is being used to manage the planning, maintain planning profile, assign program type to plan profile. Okay, then version. We need to maintain the version, define version. Okay, so here we are having version 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this way. These are the controlling area version. Okay, but with reference to my planning, assign version to approval year to program type or program type. So here it's very important node. Okay, we have created one program type. Okay, for that the versions are not maintained. So here 0, 1, 2, these are the 3 versions, controlling area version, which we are going to use for the planning. Let me just copy this 3. Okay, then select it. Okay, approval here, let's say if I'm saying 2025. Program type I was using this one. Version is 0. Okay, authorization level forward. Okay, then next again I'm going to create the same 2025. Here I'm going to use, okay, so 2005, 2025. This I also need to copy. 2025. Okay, save. Now let me go to planning again. Okay, now I can see 0 is there, 2 is there. Okay, so I'll do this planning in version 0. Okay, press enter. Error, access the error log. Okay, found. Okay, user status is created. Okay, that's why we are not to do the planning. We have restricted in our status profile. That's why system is not allowing us to do the planning. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to switch to the next level of status, then only we can do. Okay, so let me do it manually. Go to IM22. Okay, everywhere I'll just change this. Okay, submit for approval, I'll say reviewed. Okay, okay, that's it. Same way here also. So here I'm changing it manually, reviewed. Then here also
Here we can release the status. Can we put?
we are having that thing. Okay, but as of now I'm not going with the same concept. Let me keep it simple. Okay, so now let us go to the IM35. Now press enter. Okay, so when I was selecting here, okay, this is the investment program, this is the position ID, approval year, version is 0. Okay, press enter. Here I can see period is overall. Okay, so here when we are planning the values, we can keep it as overall and we can keep it as annually also. So as of now, as per the configuration and planning profile, the overall selection, overall option has been selected. So that's why only overall values it is showing. Okay, otherwise you can keep, you can plan these values year wise also. Okay, so let's say in this particular infrastructure position, I'm having some planning values. Let's say 500,000 for transformer. Let's say it's a 700,000. Okay, so here there is a concept that your parent level planning values cannot be less than of your child level of position. Okay, so accumulating value of your child of level position, it has to be done. So you just select it here, go to edit, go to total. Okay, so there is a total value. You can see if any error is there, go to check, save. Okay, so any question here?
No, I think this is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one query, like planning version. If 0 version, if it is kept for the rough cut cost planning type, and maybe after 6 months some variation is there, and company is going for the other planning, so they will select the next version. Then is it for comparing what was the earlier?
So this is the same concept of copy plan version. Okay, it is there. So you can maintain the values, plan values in different version. Okay, and when you are going to do the final version planning, in that case you can copy it from previous. For example, if you have defined 1, 2, 3 and then 0, so let's say when you are getting the initial requirement, you just maintain the values in version 3. Okay, and later on you can copy 3 to 2 and make the changes manually. Okay, so this is the transaction here which you can use, that is the IMCCV1.
IMCC
Okay,
V1.
V1. So you come to here investment management. Here in planning, program planning, you will see this transaction IMCC V1.
Yes.
Okay.
But zero is
IMCC
always the final version, correct?
final version.
Zero
Correct.
should be.
Correct.
Yeah.
Zero is always final version. See, sum of concept here it is similar to like how we are having the project system. Okay. So
Yeah.
here I'm covering the scenarios which is very important here. This option rarely you will get a chance to work on it. Okay, copy plan version where you are maintaining different version because here the PPM portfolio project management that is basically replaced with IM. Okay, sorry, this IM is replaced with PPM. So whatever the functionality we are studying here, okay, more than that we are having functionality in PPM. Okay, and SAP is also pushing the PPM more than IM. So very limited functionality we are going to use in IM if you are getting chance to work on it. But it is good to understand here the budget controlling part and that initiation like this appropriation request approval and all. It is very good. Okay, process is very like robust and it is very easy to handle. Okay, so I'll keep continue the same topic in next session also to explain the planning profile. Okay, and we will go further to understand the budget planning and then further the KDS for planning and budget profile, and we'll take it to the next.
Okay. Yeah, please let us know when the server is ready so that we can